Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial I want to show you this stitch. It's a very easy stitch, especially for you guys, the beginners. So if you want to try this stitch, give it a try. The stitch is not reversible. This is the front of the work and this is the back. So you can do with this maybe an infinity scarf, maybe a blanket if you like, pillow cover. I'm sure you can come up with some ideas. The stitch is very easy, 2 rows repeat, that's it. We're gonna chain multiples of 3 with this stitch, and I'm working now with 3.0 millimeter crochet hook. This sample I did with 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. The yarn is quite well, thick. So now I want to try with this thin yarn, so maybe you decide to do something for summer. Yeah. So this stitch works with multiples of 3 plus 5 more. So I have multiples of 3 here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chain 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over the hook. We're gonna skip the first 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the 6th chain from the hook, we're gonna do 3 double crochets in that 6th chain. So go back again into the chain and do the 2nd double crochet and go back again for the 3rd double crochet. Yeah. Let me put a little bit closer. Okay, so what we're gonna do until we finish this row, we're gonna do like this: skip 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain we're gonna do 3 double crochets in there. So 1, go back again into the chain and do the 2nd double crochet, and the 3rd into the same chain. So again we're gonna skip the next 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain we're gonna do the same 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. So again we're gonna skip the next 2 chains, and in the 3rd 3 double crochets in that chain. Okay, again skip the next 2 chains, and in the 3rd we're doing the same 3 double crochets in that chain. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one. Again we're gonna skip the next 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the 3rd chain 3 double crochets. And now we're left with 2 chains. We're gonna skip the next chain, and in the last chain we're gonna do 1 double crochet, only 1 double crochet. So now each time you finish the row, we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work. And now what we're gonna do, we have the cluster of 3 double crochet. We're gonna skip the first double crochet, and into the 2nd, the one in the middle, we're gonna do in there a front post, double crochet, chain 1, and we're gonna do 1 more front post into that 2nd double crochet from the previous row. Yeah. So now we're gonna move to the next cluster of 3 double crochets. We're gonna skip the first, and into the 2nd, the middle one, we're gonna put in there a front post, double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more front post in that 2nd double crochet from that cluster. So you move to the next cluster, you skip the first, and into the 2nd you're gonna do a front post, chain 1, and 1 more front post in that double crochet. So you move to the next, you skip the first, and into the 2nd we're gonna put in there 1 front post, double crochet, chain 1, and we go back again to that one in the middle double crochet and do 1 more front post. So we're gonna do like this: skip the first, move to the next cluster, you skip the first double crochet, and the one in the middle, I'm gonna do a front post, what's going on there. Front post double crochet, chain 1, and one more front post double crochet. So now we kind of reach the end. We're gonna skip the first double crochet, and in the second one we're gonna do a front post, chain 1, and one more front post double crochet. And now at the end, yarn over the hook, we're gonna go on top of the let's say the top chain here, right there on top, and we're gonna do a double crochet. Now chain 3, turn your work, and now in this space between the front post chain 1 and front post from the previous row, right here into this space, we're gonna put 3 double crochets. So this is the second row that you're gonna repeat. So you're gonna put 3 double crochets in there, move to the next front post, chain 1 and front post, into that space, 1 chain space, we're gonna put in there 3 double crochets. So you move to the next, and into that 1 chain space you're gonna do 3 double crochets, okay. So you move to the next, and into that space 3 double crochets. If I move too fast, you can slow down the speed of the video. So you move to the next, and we do the same, 3 double crochets into that 1 chain space between the front post double crochet from the previous row. So now we reach the end. We have the last front post, chain 1 and front post. We're going to do the same. We're going to go into that 1 chain space and do 3 double crochets in there. Yarn over the hook, and we have the chain 3, so we're going to skip the first 2, 1, 2, and always on top of the third chain we're going to do a double crochet. You're always going to finish like this with the stitch. So you're going to chain 3, turn your work, it's going to look like this. So now we're going to repeat the row with the front post. So we have the first cluster here, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to skip the first double crochet, and into the second, the one in the middle, we're gonna do first the front post, chain 1, and one more front post into that double crochet, the second one. So you move to the next cluster of double crochets, and the one in the middle, the second one, you're gonna do a first front post, chain 1, and front post again. You move to the next cluster, skip the first double crochet, and into the second front post double crochet, chain 1, and one more front post double crochet. And this is the stitch. It's very easy. I'm sure some of you might like this one, and you might decide to do something. So again, we're going to skip the first one, and into the second, the one in the middle, we're gonna do a front post first, chain 1, and one more front post double crochet. Okay, so again we reach the end. We're gonna skip the first double crochet, and into the second we're gonna do a front post, chain 1, and one more front post double crochet. And now at the end we have the chain 3, so again we're gonna go on top of the third chain right there on top, and we're gonna do a double crochet. So now we're gonna chain 3 and turn your work, and now you're gonna put in each, this 1 chain space here, 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. So you move to the next, and you're gonna do the same. So 1, 2, and 3. I think with this stitch a nice cowl or an infinity scarf would be nice. especially if you use the thick yarn, will be nice. So you keep doing like this. You move to the next, into the 1 chain space. You're gonna put there 3 double crochets. Move to the next, and into that 1 chain space, 3 double crochets. And at the end too, we have the 1 chain space from the previous row with the front post. And now at the end you have the chain 3, so we're gonna go right 1, 2, and the third one is right there, and we're gonna do on top there a double crochet. So now you're gonna chain 3 and you're gonna repeat. Looks like this. So if you want to show or a blanket, I think with a thick yarn, so you're gonna do the one in the middle, front post, chain 1, and front post into the same one, the second. Yeah, it's a very easy stitch, so if you like to work with this stitch, I'm sure you can find something nice. So this is the front, and this is the back. Well, I hope you enjoyed this stitch. Give it a try. You might like it. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.